On October 28, 2007, Barack Obama's approval rating went up 4% overnight. On October 19, 2008, John McCain's approval rating went up 7% overnight, and again on November 2, 2008, another 5%. These three sudden upward spikes coincide with their appearances on Saturday Night Live the night before. News program parodies like Saturday Night Live, The Colbert Report, and The Daily Show with Jon Stewart have had a positive effect on the U.S. citizen voting habits. As made evident by Network Habits and Statistics, America's Civic Knowledge, and the 2008 presidential election polling results. As I've already mentioned, the politicians have acknowledged this, but what have the news programs done also? In an NBC press release, they released that SNL pulled in 9.8 million viewers during the month of October 2008. That's 75% more than October 2007, which is because of the November election. Comedy Central did a similar press release, which revealed that The Colbert Report received 17% more viewers, while The Daily Show with Jon Stewart received 18% more viewers. These uprisings in viewership indicate that voters are actually becoming informed on the issues, as opposed to the age-old method of party identification. If I'm a Republican, I'm voting for Republicans. Parody shows encourage and foster gaining knowledge on politics as well as current events. Michelle Healy of USA Today recently released an article called "Americans Don't Know Civics." She stated that Americans don't know the fundamentals of this country, like the purpose of the Electoral College, even the Vice President's name. She states that civic knowledge declines in proportion to time spent using passive media such as TV. She uses no support to back up her claim, while PeoplePress.org released a study where they found that the most informed class of people are those who watch shows, specifically The Daily Show with Jon Stewart and The Colbert Report. They scored a 54% on their civic knowledge test, where 35 is considered high. 11 points lower than that, with the 43 are those who use the newspaper, which Michelle Healy says is the best form to learn American civics on. The reason being is that parody shows they use knowledge to inform, but they use entertainment to make sure that they actually pay attention, as opposed to it being white noise in the background. A third of the nation gets their information from shows like The Daily Show and The Colbert Report. Another third of the nation gets their news from the internet, and half of those get it from streaming Daily Show and Colbert Report. Lastly, we can determine it by how many people registered to vote this year. 2005, Colbert Report came out, so Colbert Report's like the leading parody show right now. 2005 it came out, which was after the 2004 election. It obviously had no effect there. In the 2004 election, only 64% of registered voters actually went to the polls. In the 2008 election, 20 million more people hit the polls. 80,000 people registered to vote outside of the DMV, which means they didn't do it through motor voter registration. They didn't just check the extra box. They went through extra effort. They went through websites, online, found out information through their courthouse, registered outside of the DMV. A lot of people will say that this is because of the historic relevance of this presidential election. But even during nominations, when it wasn't as big, when less people were supposed to care, in 2004, 3 million people went to nominate. In 2008, 5 million people went to nominate. This indicates that people are using their voting rights more because they're more educated on the topics now. Since shows began parodying the news, more people have become more aware of current events. Despite this election's obvious historical evidence, parody programs did play a vital role in getting people to exercise their voting rights more. A lot of people will say that it's a biased view, but that would negate their policy of leaving no stone unturned and no issue unpummeled by that stone.